Hello there, welcome to my channel, Mo Moon Tarot. My name is Mo. Nice to have you here. I wanted to do a reading today for the zodiac signs, and I wasn't sure who to channel for the reading. I wasn't sure if I should channel the angel Lucifer or if I should channel one of my guides, Archangel Michael, or just spirit. I have a really interesting story about Archangel Michael. I was listening to a girl, Naya Visions, here on YouTube. Naya Visions. She's a tarot reader, and she's a very magical person, and she was talking about asking your spirit guides for a sign, and how she asked her spirit guides to show her a tiger, but she wasn't expecting to see a tiger because she lives in Italy, and where is she going to see a tiger? And then I think she said she saw a cat walk by her that had stripes just like a tiger, and she thought that that was the sign that she was waiting for. And so when I heard that, I decided that I would ask. Archangel Michael came to my head because I know that he's one of my guides. I found out from a witch that Archangel Michael is one of my supportive guides. And I never really felt close to Archangel Michael because I try to steer away from Christian concepts such as angels, or, even the idea of God. But mostly just like the idea of angels and demons. So I never really connected with Archangel Michael, but after I heard Naya talk about asking her guides for a sign, I decided that Archangel Michael popped into my head, and I decided that I wanted to see the number 111. But the time of day was past 1:11 in the afternoon, so it wasn't possible that I would see the number 111 on the clock because it was already past 1:11 in the afternoon. So I was like, well, I guess probably I'll see 111 on the clock tomorrow or something like that, but I mean, I'm not really phased by angel numbers or synchronistic numbers because I see them all the time. So it won't be anything like that crazy, but whatever. And that night I was looking at my cell phone, and one of my apps, which is the YouTube app, showed 111 on the notification bubble. So I was like, oh my God, what are the chances? Like, I have 111 notifications on my YouTube app, and it just happens to be 111, the number 111. I was blown away. And then I did a new moon reading for myself, and I decided that I would channel Archangel Michael. And so I was like, Archangel Michael, and I was shuffling my cards, and I was like, Archangel Michael, please help me do this reading today for myself. And as I was saying that, the Temperance card flew out of the deck, the Light Seers Tarot deck. And as you know, on the Temperance card, there's a picture of an angel. Now, there aren't very many tarot cards with pictures of angels on them, maybe the Lovers card and the Temperance card. But the Temperance card actually depicted a man with angel wings. And so I thought that was another really synchronistic event. But now I'm getting this card that just came out of my tarot deck, which I'm going to be using. And it says Hades. So I'm getting the impression Hades is like, the underworld, and I'm getting the impression I'm supposed to ask Angel Lucifer to channel this reading today. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go with the flow. I'm using the Dominic Murphy Secret Tarot. It's an indie deck. And I'm going to go Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And the time frame for this reading will be the 10th of September to the 7th of October, 2021. So if you watch this reading anywhere from the 10th of September to the 7th of October, hopefully it will resonate. Keep in mind, this is a general reading. Also keep in mind, if it doesn't resonate with you, then you can just watch it for entertainment purposes. Hopefully it will resonate with some people, and they'll be able to take some guidance or encouragement from the messages. Another card popped out. Two cards actually. Morbus and Black Toad. I feel like the messages are going to be a little bit dark tonight, but also original. That's what I see with these cards, Morbus and Black Toad. The messages tonight for each of the zodiac signs will be somewhat dark, but also quite original. So let's see if this actually comes true. So let's start with Aries for the 10th of September to the 7th of October. Aries. We have Purgatory. Now, Purgatory has a religious ring to it because Purgatory is where people go after they die before they get sent to either heaven or hell. So maybe for you, Aries, you know, the 10th of September to the 7th of October is a time where you're kind of waiting, where you're in limbo, waiting for something to happen, waiting for a decision to be made, waiting for your number to be called, waiting for your time to either shine or, you know, not. Maybe you're waiting for a decision, like I said, to be made within this time frame. It's 2A as well. So it's interesting that we're talking about Purgatory being the place before you go to heaven or hell in the Christian religion, because we have number 2 here, and that talks about a duality. There's also a snake, which is figurative of transformation, but also wisdom and enlightenment. So this waiting time is going to allow you to do some inner transformation, Aries, also to find some enlightenment and to gain some wisdom. I also feel like there's a phoenix in this picture, which talks about overcoming difficulties. So I feel like whatever you're waiting for to happen will bring, when you get the results of your wait, you will find that you have been transformed and you have come out stronger on the other side of this waiting period. We also have like a jester with 3 heads, but it's an angel. So don't be afraid of the unknown, Aries. I feel like that's what this card is saying to me through the channel, is don't be afraid of the unknown, because just because something appears one way and you take it at face value, like don't judge a book by its cover. Our words of wisdom for you, Aries, during this time, September 10th to the 7th of October. Don't judge a book by its cover. Things aren't always what they seem. Take a second look, question what you believe. Allow yourself to fall in love with the process. That's what I see for you, Aries, with this card, 2A, Purgatory. All right, Aries, thank you for watching. I hope that was helpful, and I will see you in my next video. Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your 10th of September to 7th of October tarot reading. Let's see what the energy has to say for you, Taurus, for this time frame, for this time period. Taurus. Taurus. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, we got card 13, which is La Mort, death, for you, Taurus. For the 10th of September to the 7th of October. What could we say about death that hasn't been said before? I feel like this card has to do with luck because there's a dice on the card. And the angel of death is holding a dice, almost like the angel of death is going to roll the dice, and whoever's turn it is to be called to the underworld will be called. It's also interesting because there's a moon and a star, just like I have here on my face. But Taurus, I feel like this is a very personal message for you. I feel like this card is saying you are brave, you are fearless, you are not afraid of death, you are not afraid of experiencing life to its fullest, you are not afraid of self-reflection, you're not afraid of looking at yourself in the mirror and actually seeing what's reflected back at you. You're not afraid of what the future holds because you have the bravery of taking on the unknown. Also on this death card, the angel of death has spades on his cloak. Spades, which are in the tarot deck, the spades are the swords. So I guess this goes to show that you have a lot of mental fortitude. Almost like you're not afraid to step out and be that person who will take on the unknown. Because death is an unknown situation to everyone who's never crossed that way before. You know, a lot of us don't remember our past lives. We don't remember what it was like to die in our past lives if we've ever had past lives. We can only find out about death from what people who supposedly died and came back have to say about it, like going towards the light, feeling a sense of love all around them, feeling enveloped with loving arms. You know, a lot of people say good things about the experience of death. But I feel like this card is not saying that you're going to face death so much as it's saying you are one of the few lucky ones who isn't afraid to live life to its fullest, because you're not afraid of death, because you're not afraid of what's on the other side of death. But not so much always focusing on death, but also focusing on the fact that you allow yourself to live life to the fullest. Of course, you're ruled by Venus, the planet of love and the planet of joys and passions and comforts. You're not afraid to work hard to achieve those comforts, to achieve that lifestyle where you can just appreciate what you have. So I do feel like for you, the 10th of September to the 7th of October, Taurus, is saying that you're appreciating life to the point where you're thinking things like, if this was my last day on earth, you know, how would I change my attitude? How would I change my outlook on life? How would I live life differently? And I think that that's the motto that you're adopting for the 10th of September to the 7th of October, Taurus, where you're looking at life with fresh eyes. Like the death card also talks about, you know, rebirth, like death and rebirth, or death and birth. So your viewpoint is being transformed even more during this time to allow you to see life from new eyes with a fresh vision. So that's what I see for you, Taurus, for the 10th of September to the 7th of October with this card, Death. Hope it was helpful, and I will see you in my next video, Taurus. Bye. Gemini. Hi Gemini, welcome to your 10th of September to 7th of October reading. Let's get a card for you, Gemini. Let's get a card for Gemini. Spirit. Gemini. Two cards came out for you, Gemini. Strength and Sirena. Card 8, Strength, which is very reminiscent of the tarot. And card 21A, Sirena, which is a siren. You have a magnetism about you during this session, the 10th of September to the 7th of October, Gemini. You have a magnetism to you where your strength is like a lullaby that carries people into another state of consciousness. The siren uses their song to lure the sailors to their death, you know? And, you know, one might argue that the sirens do it on purpose. One might argue that it's part of their nature. I think that is part of their nature. I think it's part of your nature, Gemini, that you have a magnetism to you where you have an attraction, especially during this time, the 10th of September to the 7th of October. There is an attraction that you're putting out there to the world, and it comes from the strength within you. It's interesting that this card, Sirena, has a mermaid with a sword cutting through herself, and out of her body there are fishes coming out. Almost like there's something hidden within her that one would not expect to be there. Maybe you don't want to reveal your true self to others, but during this time of the Venus in Scorpio, the 10th of September to the 7th of October, you're not afraid to be yourself. You're not afraid to show yourself to the world around you. And for you, that takes a lot of courage, that takes a lot of determination, that takes a lot of strength to show yourself, your true self, to the world. And I think you think that if you show yourself to the world, they might not like what they see. But I think it's not so much that they won't like what they see in you. It's just that they see something in you that they gravitate to. And if they don't like you for it, it's because they long to have that characteristic within themselves. So keep your strength, you know, you keep your inner strength, you know, demonstrate, also demonstrate your strength. You see this card is a man sticking his head into an alligator's mouth, not afraid to demonstrate that strength. And I think that's also part of strength, is that you're not afraid to be strong in front of others, even though people might look at you in disgust and be like, who is she or who is he to be so strong? Look at what's going wrong with their life. Look what is being uncovered, you know, in their life. Look what is being discovered about their life. How could they be so strong? How could they be so confident? That's not right. They shouldn't be so strong. They shouldn't be so confident. And I think it's just about like, the problem is not within you, Gemini. The problem is within those people who see only your faults and don't see your strength for what it is. Also, we have a waning crescent or a waxing crescent moon with the sea behind the mermaid. Almost as if to say, like, talking about cycles, you know, talking about how maybe you don't always feel strong, but this strength card is saying that you are always strong. It's just a cycle that you're going through when you feel like you have to release whatever is inside. You have to, you know, have a good cry, or, you know, just put up your boundaries and say what you're not going to accept, say what you're not going to put up with. Part of putting up your boundaries, Gemini, is also displaying strength. So however you feel like strength is being demonstrated in you during this time of the 10th of September to the 7th of October, Gemini, chances are, if you're getting the feeling that you're displaying your strength through your decisions or through your actions or just being yourself, don't belittle that feeling that you are demonstrating strength. Know that in being your true self and showing the true version of who you are, that is demonstrating your strength. So that's what I see for you, Gemini, for the 10th of September to the 7th of October. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Okay. Cancer. Cancer. You have Judgment, card number 20. Interesting. This reminds me, Cancer. So this card is for the 10th of September to the 7th of October. This is the message. This card shows an angel fighting against what looks like he has a Satan's tail. So maybe an angel fighting against a demon. And there are some flames here. This reminds me of a statue I saw in front of a church in somewhere in the States. It was a picture of, I guess it was Archangel Michael, or one of the archangels had his head on the neck of a devil creature. What I feel this card is saying for you, Cancer, is there is a wrestle within you between your shadows and your light, your shadows and your light. Also, as I'm looking at this card, I see that there's an A here and an O here. Alpha and Omega, beginning and end. Almost like the struggle is consistent within you during this time. But some words of encouragement for you, Cancer, with this card, Judgment, are, with the Judgment card, there is a wake-up call. There is a chance to start fresh. And so what I feel like this card is saying for you, Cancer, is even though there's a struggle between who you want to be and who you truly are, or who you are aspiring to be and who you are trying to let go of, in the end, there will be a call, there will be the call made that will allow you to wake up to your true self, to your true sense of self, to your true true self. I know I keep saying that word self, but this card for me is saying to you, Cancer, that the struggle is real during this time, the 10th of September to the 7th of October. The struggle is real. And I'm not trying to make you feel bad if this isn't true for you during this time. I'm just saying for those out there who are experiencing that the struggle is real during the 10th of September to the 7th of October, almost like fighting against themselves, because you know how they say you have a demon on one side and an angel on the other side of our shoulders, and you know, always trying to tell us conflicting messages. I think you're listening to yourself, Cancer. You're listening to both of the messages on the left side and the right side of your shoulders, the angel and the demon. You're not shutting out any ideas about yourself. You're allowing everything to flow in. And even though you may be struggling against it, you will reach your stairway to heaven. You know, you will reach your stairway to heaven. It kind of reminds me of the story, I think it was of Jacob in the Bible, where he was wrestling against an angel, and in the end, the angel, Jacob won against the angel, and he saw a stairway going into heaven. And you could say to yourself, well, a mortal wrestling against an angel is like, you know, a lower being, a lower vibrational being wrestling against a higher vibrational being. But ultimately there will be that judgment call where all of a sudden you will know who you are. You will be awoken to who you truly are. And it's just a temporary phase that you're going through, Cancer, where you're struggling internally with who you truly are, because eventually there will be that judgment where the call will be sounded and you'll be like, no, this is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I'm going for. This is me. This is who I truly am, and this is what I want in life. So I feel like this card is foretelling that for you. Even though there's a struggle, there's also a moment soon that is coming where you will be able to put an end to that struggle and truly understand who you are. So that's what I see for you, Cancer, with that card Judgment for the 10th of September to the 7th of October. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Let's see. Okay, Leo, let's get a card for you for the 10th of September to the 7th of October. Leo. Mortrum. 45A. There's like a Sacred Heart. Two skeletons with shields and swords. Head to head. Almost as if to say, I'm already dead. What is there worth fighting for? Maybe that's something that you've been feeling lately, Leo. 10th of September to the 7th of October. Maybe you're feeling like, I'm already dead. What is there worth fighting for? Maybe you're suffering with depression, and you need to seek some professional help. Don't put it off. You know, make that call. I know for me with my mental health, Leo, I tried to make the moves to see a doctor, and then when I had the opportunity to see a doctor, it was too late for me to actually concede to wanting to go to see a doctor. And so I ended up in the hospital, which was one of the best things that could happen to me, even though it was hard. But this card is depicting 45. It's card 45. XXXXV 45, which is 4 and 5, which is 9. And the 9 of Swords is a card of anxiety, but the 9 of Cups is a card of fulfillment, wish fulfillment. The 9 of Pentacles is a card of independence and hard work and success. The 9 of Wands did I say the Knight of Pentacles? I meant the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Wands is a card of struggle, battle, but then putting up your boundaries, but having a little bit of uncertainty as to whether or not you can trust people. So the nines seem to all speak about change, really. I mean, having to change, changing for the better, feeling the change, understanding the change within you. I do feel, Leo, that with this card, the 10th of September to the 7th of October is bringing a lot of change into your life. Maybe the way you're feeling, your mood is changing. Maybe you're feeling more like there is something worth living for. Maybe you're feeling more like there is something worth working hard for. There is something worth defending, or there is something worth worrying about, or there is something worth being grateful for. I just feel like this card, Mortrom, I don't even know what Mortrom means. It kind of has the word mort, which is death, and trom, which is like Mortrom, like I don't know, it's hard to know. Maybe that's kind of how you're feeling during this time, the 10th of September to the 7th of October, Leo, kind of like uncertain about where life is going, and maybe that's what's causing you to feel like there needs to be a change in your life. Like you want to see something change so that you can feel differently or act differently or stand up for something that you've never stood up for before. But there's a Sacred Heart here, which talks about like holiness, sacredness, something that is sacred, something that is valuable, something that is like a relic in a Catholic church, you know, something that holds value spiritually. So I feel like don't give up, Leo. If you're feeling like you want to give up, know that you have value, that you are a spirit, a soul living in a human body, having a human experience. If you need to connect to your spirit, to your soul, do some meditation. If you need to connect to your body, your mind, do some journaling, do some walking, do some running, do some exercise, get out into the open air and change your thoughts. Do what it is you need to do to really feel like you are sacred, that you hold a sacred space within this world. Okay, Leo, that's what I see for you for the 10th of September to the 7th of October, 2021. Thank you, Leo. See you in my next video. Virgo. Wow, that was fast. We have equilibrium. Virgo. Equilibrium. Card number 32A. Which actually 32 boils down to a 5. Which the 5 of Wands speaks about confusion. The 5 of Pentacles speaks about destitution. The 5 of Cups speaks about grief. The 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords speaks about competition. And equilibrium means balance. So, Virgo, how do you avoid feeling those 5s? How do you avoid feeling destitute? How do you avoid feeling confused? How do you avoid feeling grieved? How do you avoid feeling grieved is the 5 of Cups. Destitute is the 5 of Pentacles. Confusion is the Five of Wands, and the Five of Swords is about competition. So how do you avoid feeling like you're in a competition, like you're in a rat race? By staying balanced, right? So this card says equilibrium on it. So it's about staying balanced for you, Virgo. However you are able to achieve that balance in order not to feel so trapped in any negative emotions or feelings or situations. Allowing yourself to feel at peace, you know, doing your meditation, going on your walks, eating the right foods, taking time for yourself, not always work, 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 not always play, 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 but just taking time out for yourself to really do what you enjoy, but also taking time to yourself to really do what you feel is necessary to feel valuable in this world. And, you know, we're not human doings, we're human beings. So I know that I might say, well, it's not about what we do in this world that should allow us to feel balanced and feel grateful. But unfortunately and fortunately, we are human beings and we do want to feel like we are useful in this world. And sometimes going to a job that maybe we don't always want to go to allows us to feel more useful when we're done. Or sometimes going to the gym when we really don't want to, afterwards we feel a lot better. We feel like we've accomplished something that we wouldn't have accomplished if we hadn't pushed ourselves. So for you, the 10th of September to the 7th of October, Virgo, is about feeling balanced. It's about doing your everyday routine and incorporating everything that you love into your day. So for the 10th of September to the 7th of October, that's what I feel with this card, Equilibrium, Virgo. I know it was a short message, but that's the message. So I hope it was helpful, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, Virgo. Libra. Hi, Libra. Welcome to your tarot card reading for the 10th of September to the 7th of October. As I was, let's see if we can get a card to come out. Libra. As I was thinking about recording a video, Strength. As I was thinking about recording a video, Libra, I was thinking, how can I delineate the time? Guerra. How can I delineate the time frame of this reading? And I thought about my friend who's a Libra, Wendy Bones, and how she does readings for the different planets moving into different signs. Venus is in Scorpio from the 10th of September to the 7th of October, so I thought this reading could just be a reading for the time that Venus is in Scorpio. So thank you, Wendy Bones. Check her out if you haven't. Anyways, so I got card number 8, Strength for you, and I got card number 23A, Guerre, which I don't know if you know this, but guerre in French means war. Strength in war. Standing up for yourself, fighting your battles, demonstrating your fearlessness, despite the fear. You know, just because you demonstrate fearlessness doesn't mean you're not feeling the fear. You know, just because you're putting yourself out there to the world doesn't mean you don't feel scared, you know, in behind the curtains when you're prepping yourself to go out there and do what you need to do. So for the 10th of September to the 7th of October, I do feel like, you know, you might be struggling in feeling bravery, feeling, you know, because war is a very messy and dirty and horrible, atrocious thing, but sometimes it can't be avoided because of the fact that humankind can be very proud, can be very greedy, can be very also good at standing up for the underdog. You know, sometimes wars are fought to defend the underdog. You know, they're not always fought to take over another person's land or take over another person's resources, but sometimes they're fought to defend the underdog. And I feel like that's more so what we're talking about for you, Libra, is the wars that you fight on behalf of the people who are needing somebody to speak up for them, somebody to stand up for them. And it kind of actually speaks to the card Justice, which is your card, Libra, in the tarot. It kind of actually speaks up to that, because it's talking about defending the underdog, fighting the battles that others can't fight because you know that they can't fight them for themselves. But also, you know, demonstrating strength in that. And I know I can say, you know, don't forget to take care of yourself, and sometimes strength is also putting up your own boundaries and knowing when to draw, where to draw the line. But I feel like the 10th of September to the 7th of October for you is kind of encompassing all that, Libra. It's like putting up your boundaries, but also knowing how to stand up for people who can't stand up for themselves, but also knowing when the battle is lost, like knowing when it's over, there's nothing more worth fighting for. It's time to let go, you know. It's time to say this war is over, you know, there's a truce, or I'm giving this over to that person, because, you know, it's not worth the bloodshed, it's not worth the casualties, it's not worth, you know, the problems that it will cause for, you know, my fellow soldiers, you know. Because I think what you need to know as well, Libra, is that if you go into a battle, you're not alone in that battle, especially in this world today, you know, with people protesting with the vaccines, protesting against the vaccines, you know, with floods happening, with earthquakes happening, with wars happening, with a pandemic still happening, you know. And then we think about the little things in our lives that are happening that actually really affect us as well. And there's a lot that we're doing war against, you know. There's a lot that we're struggling against and trying to keep face, you know, keep going, keep pushing forward despite all that heaviness of the world on us. Speaking for you as Libras, from the 10th of September to the 7th of October, sometimes you're feeling that heaviness of war. You're feeling that heaviness of the battles that are going on in this world with the people that are struggling. And you're just thinking, how can I show them that they don't have to give up? How can I demonstrate a strength that will help the world? And I feel like, again, I'm thinking about the Justice card, which is your card, Libra, and just how you want to balance out the scales, how you want to make everything fair, how you want to make everything equal for the left-hand party and for the right-hand party, you know, for the underdog and for the rich. Like, how can we both live in peace? How can we coexist? How can we cohabitate? Cohabitate? I don't even know if that's a word. Anyways, I do feel like that's something that's on your mind from the 10th of September to the 7th of October, Libra. So anyways, maybe this was helpful. If it was, I'm grateful that it was. So you had strength and guerra. I hope this was a helpful reading, Libra. I will see you in my next video. Bye. Scorpio. Let's get a card for Scorpio. 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 Okay. Wow. 3 cards for you, Scorpio. Card number 4, the Emperor. Card number 31A, Radix. Scorpio. And card number 42A, Hades. I feel like I'm going to channel through Lucifer for your reading, Scorpio. This is for the 10th of September to the 7th of October. This is actually for Venus in Scorpio, which is from the 10th of September to the 7th of October, Scorpio. Let's start with this. Let's start with this card, Radix, because it's so radical. It's saying, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of life. I'm not afraid of being myself. You can try to hold me back, but my true self will always shine through. And the Emperor card is like, I'm more in control than you might know. You think you have me cornered, but really I'm the one in control. And I'm not afraid of my darkness. I'm not afraid of working with my shadow self, my shadows. I'm not afraid of using my mind and my heart to make decisions. I'm not afraid to cry. I'm not afraid to be original. So that's the energy I'm feeling for you, Scorpio, for the 10th of September to the 7th of October with these cards. It's interesting how these two cards have like beings that are sticking their tongues out. I'm getting the impression of a panting dog, somebody who needs, a dog that needs water because they're overheated. And in one situation, you're tied up, you can't help yourself. And in another situation, you have the book about how to take care of yourself. And I think the Emperor is saying that you know when to make the call as to whether or not to, let's say, make the move to change something that needs to be changed. You know when to hold back during this time, 10th of September to the 7th of October. You're knowing when to hold back and you're knowing when to let loose, but you're not afraid of being uncomfortable in order to bring about the greater good. And you're not afraid of thinking through the situation before making a decision. That's what I see for you, Scorpio, for the 10th of September to the 7th of October with the Emperor, Hades, and Radix. Thank you for being here, Scorpio. I hope that was a helpful reading for Venus and Scorpio, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Sagittarius, let's get a card for you for the 10th of September to the 7th of October. Let's channel a message for my Sagittariuses. This one didn't get put back properly. Thank you for pointing that out. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, I feel like the winds are changing for you. We got 3 cards for you, Sagittarius. We got La Lune, which is the moon, card number 18. We got card number 4A, Trismegistus, which I feel is a very happy card for you, Sagittarius. And we have the Magician. I didn't know that you would have the Magician, and I said the winds of change are upon you. And I feel, Sagittarius, like it's about, for the 10th of September to the 7th of October, it's about you tapping into that feminine energy, that water, that emotional energy that's pulling you. You have the Magician, so change is taking place within yourself. The Magician is a very powerful, magical being. Here we have the figure of a man, the human body. And here we have, this card brings the idea of peace to me, and infinity. Again, we have the infinity here. And the Magician in the traditional deck of tarot has an infinity sign over his head, but here we have the infinity sign, the 8 being formed for you, Sagittarius. So it's about infinity. It's about to infinity and beyond. It's like what you're thinking about your future. You're thinking about how can you live a life that will be peaceful for you, in your mind, in your heart, in your strength, in your soul. How can you make do with what you have in order to build a life that you feel is compatible with peace? How can you delve within yourself, Sagittarius, and find out who you are so that you can better attract what you want in life? I feel like there's so much more here, Sagittarius. There's an eagle with a snake's tail. An eagle reminds me of, well, the United States, really, because the eagle is the bird for the United States, but then there's also a snake's tail, which can symbolize transformation. So maybe a lot of you watching this who are Sagittariuses, maybe you live in the States, or you work in the States, or you're traveling to the States during this time, the 10th of September to the 7th of October. And it's maybe it's a shit show there where you live, but you're working on rising above the situation. You're working on transforming yourself, Sagittarius, and really rising above. There's also it looks like a lion or some sort of feline cat here in the infinity sign, which is the king of the jungle, you know, the king of the jungle in your domain. You know, people respect you. The 10th of September to the 7th of October, Sagittarius, you're seeing that people are respecting you, and that if they're not respecting you because they like you, they're respecting you because they're fearful of you. They're fearful of the fact that you are able to build your life the way you want to see it. With the Magician, you are able to take what is before you and turn it to gold, turn it to something that is valuable. And I think it's partly because of the mentality you have, where you don't leave any stone unturned. Things are less obvious at night, especially, you know, when the moon is not full and the light of the moon is not shining down. Things are less obvious. But we have a snake here in the moon card. And we also have a dog. And we have some chess pieces as well. I think that speaks about the fact that you allow yourself to play the pawn, the part of the pawn, because you know that if you make some strategic moves, or if you allow yourself to go with the flow of the moves that are being made, Sagittarius, you know that you could win at this game called life. You know that nothing is always as it seems. You know how to be subservient, how to listen to a boss, how to listen to your colleagues, how to listen to your elders, and you know how to respect. And that is because you respect these people that you allow yourself to be subservient. You allow yourself to be obedient, to listen, to understand, but also to act accordingly towards, like, let's say a boss, you know, You know how to respect your boss, and so because of that, you rise to higher positions of power. Or maybe you are your own boss, and it's because you've learned how to work from the lower ranks up to where you are now. So for the 10th of September to the 7th of October, with the Magician, with the Trismegistus, also sounds like a mathematical equation, or Trismegistus, like, you're very smart, Sagittarius, and I'm not just saying that to, you know, sugarcoat this reading for you. I'm actually saying that because the Sagittarius that I know is a very smart individual, has a lot of learning to do for sure, but we all do. We all have to go through stages in life where we grow up and where we learn certain lessons that can only be learned within a certain phase of life, or very rarely can be learned outside of that phase of life. But you're not afraid to show yourself. You're not afraid to believe in the unknown, to believe in the magic. Of course, you have the Magician, so you do believe in the magic. And also there's dragons here, which are mystical creatures, which kind of speaks to the fact that you are a mystical creature. You are a mystical creature to a lot of people who are looking at you. They question how you believe what you believe. They question how you see life with such a positive view, from such a positive viewpoint. But you're doing great. I think the 10th of September to the 7th of October for you, Sagittarius, is more of you winning at life. That's what I see for you. So I hope this was helpful, Sagittarius. I will see you in my next video. Bye. Capricorn. Hi, Capricorn. Let's get a message for you for the 10th of September to the 7th of October. Capricorn. Spirit, let's channel a message. Okay. Manu Gloria, card number 18A. I actually have something similar to this tattooed on my thigh that I actually tattooed by myself with a tattoo gun that I bought from Amazon during the lockdown. It reminds me of being an individual for you, Capricorn. I think I'm going to let Lucifer channel this message for you, okay, Capricorn? The reason why is because I'm getting the idea that Capricorn is the card in the tarot that is the Devil card, card number 15. And with this card talking about being an individual, not being afraid to do what sets your heart on fire, not being afraid to face the world, knowing that you have the upper hand. It's just all in how you see things and how you understand them playing out before you. You hold the crown in your hand. You hold the keys to your future. You have the insight to the mysteries of life. You know the depths of your soul. You're not afraid to face your demons. You're not afraid of new life coming through. This is what's coming through for you, Capricorn. It's like you're not afraid of new life. You're not afraid of opening your hand to the unknown, to the unseen, putting your hand out and saying, universe, I'm ready. You know, I'm ready. What do you have to show me? You're not afraid of death. You're not afraid of what you see in the dark. And if you are, you see these things as beautiful. You might be fearful of them, but you see them as beautiful in their own way. It's interesting because this is for the 10th of September to the 7th of October, and we're in the spooky season, or season of the witch now. And I'm getting a strong sense of you, Capricorn, being connected to your darkness, but also being connected to the possibility of your light through your darkness. There's so much that you have within yourself. Within the palm of your hand, you have life and death. You hold life and death within the palm of your hand. And that's kind of weird, you know? That's kind of weird to say that, because it's like Have you ever thought about the possibility that, you know, you can do whatever you want to do? And the consequences, though, are there. You know the consequences are there. And that's what stops you from doing certain things. But it's like knowing who you are and knowing what you're capable of, but also knowing what you're not capable of, you know? Knowing that you are an individual just like any other individual in this world, but also knowing that you have the power to change yourself for the betterment of this world. You know, really searching your own heart and saying, am I capable of doing, you know, such and such an atrocious thing? And seeing the answer that comes to you, like, am I capable of doing that? You know, yes, I'm very capable of doing something very atrocious, but would I do something that atrocious? Would I do something that people would consider heinous? No, because I love humans. I love, you know, I love people. And of course, there are some people that rub me the wrong way, Capricorn. Maybe you're feeling that way. There's some people that rub you the wrong way. I'm not saying that the rule of three has to apply to everybody. Whatever you do comes back to you threefold. I believe in karma, but I also believe that sometimes karma, you know, doesn't act when we want karma to act. Maybe as I'm speaking, Capricorn, you're thinking of a person who has betrayed you or who has let you down or who has disappointed you, and you're kind of thinking, Capricorn, you know, how can I make this right for myself? And I saw a meme the other day, Capricorn, that said, when you want to rid someone from your life, but they leave you first. Oh, good, the trash took itself out. You know, like if somebody leaves your life, just think of them as taking they took the trash out, they took themselves out. And I'm not somebody who talks about people as trash, but there are people in our lives that can be toxic, and people in our lives that we can be addicted to even though they're toxic. And that sometimes it's best when they leave, because we wouldn't have separated ourselves from them because they were so toxic that they would never let us leave. But eventually when they leave us, it's actually better for us because we can start fresh. We can start delving into all that is within us, all that is good within us. And I'm not one to talk about getting even, or I have never done a hexing on anybody. I don't think I've ever done a curse on anybody, and if I don't think I have, I probably haven't. I've done spells to allow people to understand what they made me feel, to send them the understanding of how I feel because of what they've done to me. So in that way, maybe you could call it a hex or a curse, but it's just giving people a taste of their own medicine, you know. And sometimes that's what helps people wake up to the truth, is when they have a taste of their own medicine. And I think what this card is saying for you, Capricorn, is that the divine will take care of this for you. I also see the palm of Fatima in this card because it's a palm, and it's like karma will take care of your trash for you, Capricorn. Don't rack your brain trying to figure out how you can take care of this person because of what they did to you. Let karma take care of it for you. If you have a ritual you want to do, a cord cutting ritual, an unbaptism ritual, whatever ritual you want to do where you feel like you are disconnected from that person or that group or that organization, something to just sever the ties, you know, that would be helpful, that would be healing. But what I'm feeling with this card, Capricorn, for you is really let fate take care of these people or this person. Let fate take over. Don't rack your brain about it. You be your individual self. You have everything within you. You have the power within you. You have the wisdom within you. Excuse me. You have everything you need to start anew within you. So that's what I see for you, Capricorn, for the 10th of September to the 7th of October with this card, Manu Gloria. And it's interesting how it says Gloria, because Gloria is like observing something holy coming in, observing something beautiful and magnificent and heavenly coming into your life. And it's like opening your hand, opening your heart to something new and beautiful coming in. So that's what I see, Capricorn, for you. I hope it was a helpful reading. I know it was kind of long, but I will see you in my next video. Bye, Capricorn. Aquarius. Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to your 10th of September to 7th of October Venus in Scorpio reading. Let's get a card for you, okay, Aquarius? Aquarius. Aquarius. We got solutum. Immediately I'm getting the idea of solvent, something that dissolves a solution. A solution that is dissolved in a solvent, the solvent in a solution, the mixing. This is card 14A, and it's interesting how 14 is the Temperance card in the tarot, but this is 14A, but I feel like it has a connection to the Temperance card, which is the card with the angel who is mixing, pouring two vessels, one into the other, back and forth, and making the perfect solution. And when I think about temperance, I think about when I worked in the hospital, Aquarius, and I would see that the patient's soup was boiling hot, so I would add a little bit of their milk to their soup and mix it up and test it on my wrist again, and then I would add a little bit more milk because it was too hot, and I would mix it up and I would test it on my another part of my wrist, and eventually the soup would be cool enough for the patient to eat because I was tempering it. And I feel like that's the message for you, the 10th of September to the 7th of October, Aquarius, is be patient, take your time, see how things are working for you. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Allow yourself to feel through the motions, allow yourself to feel through the situation, allow yourself to salute him. Reminds me of chemistry. I was good in chemistry. I got like 90s in chemistry, but it reminds me of like the different equations that you use in chemistry, math and science put together to perform these tests that allow new things to be built. It's the table of the elements, you know, the table of elements. It's equations, it's balancing, it's mixing, it's using your brain, you know. Aquarius, don't think that you're not intelligent. I get the feeling from the 10th of September to the 7th of October, you question your intelligence, you question, you know, do I speak eloquently? Do I know what I'm talking about? You know, do I have something interesting to say? Am I even making a difference in this world? You know, you're asking all these big questions of yourself, Aquarius, and the answer is yes, you are making a difference. You are intelligent, you are speaking eloquently, you are doing everything that you need to do to be a change in the world. You are doing everything that you need to do to see the change in your life that you want to see. You are tempering yourself, you are balancing yourself, you are mixing and pouring and doing all the right things to be the person that you want to be. So don't allow yourself to be discouraged by the little things in life that make you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough. Just know that the solution, the solutum, like this card is saying, is just to open your hands and say, I'm ready for the experiences. Open your mind and say, I'm ready to see the sun. I'm ready to see the light. Open your heart and say, I'm ready to say, if this was my last day on earth, how would I spend it? How would I see life every day? When you wake up, be grateful for the day that you're waking up. I think gratitude is a big thing for us, Aquarius, especially the 10th of September to the 7th of October, but all the time really. It's just showing gratitude, really reaching out to the divine if you believe in a source energy and just being like, thank you for that, thank you for this. or thank you to the person, you know, if somebody gave you something, thank you for giving me that. You know, just saying thank you is a big step towards manifesting what you want in your life. So I feel like that's the energy for you, Aquarius, for the 10th of September to the 7th of October with this card Solutum, card number 14A. I hope that was helpful for you, Aquarius. I will see you in my next video. Bye. Okay, Pisces. Pisces, last but not least on my list. Oh, let's get a card for Pisces. Pisces, I'm going to take all the cards that came out. Last but not least, we have Perdere. Perdere, card number 19A. It looks like Kali, goddess of death. We have just a bug with a human face. We have card number 10A. I don't know what it says. We have 3 more cards. We have Trimurti, card number 36A. We have Somnium, card number 26A. We have 36A and 26A. And we have Newman, card L3A. That kind of looks like Kali. So I do feel like for you, Pisces, the 10th of September to the 7th of October, there's a strong push to meditation. So if you do some sort of meditation on a regular basis, there's a strong push to keep up that habit the 10th of September to the 7th of October. Whatever you do to calm your mind, to connect yourself to your higher source or higher self, whatever you do to come back into your body, to really ground yourself, to feel stable. With these 2 cards, I feel like meditation is really a good idea for you during the 10th of September to the 7th of October, Pisces. Like this card kind of reminds, it's a bug, right? So it reminds me of, you know, things that bug you, you know, things might be a little bit more irritable during this time for you, Pisces, but remember to tap into your meditation zone. Also, a fly on the wall. You know, I feel like you're very observant during this time. It's almost like people are not aware that you're observing them, and it's just because you're taking in information, you're understanding the human consciousness on a deeper level. I really do feel like that as well with this card, because we have like the Illuminati pyramids here, and they're coming up off of the heads, and there's a symbol of pi on this tongue here, mathematics. It's like you're doing the mathematics in your head, like trying to understand humanity, trying to find out how humanity ticks, trying to find out why people are the way they are, trying to find out why some people walk through this world like they're zombies, like they're sleeping, and wondering, you know, how you can wake people up to see their truth self. And then we have this card 10A. I'm getting the feeling of Gemini in this card, duality, the twins, maybe finding out where Mercury is in your birth chart is going to be some of insight to you. Where your Mercury is in your birth chart, the 10th of September to the 7th of October 2021. I feel like Mercury is the symbol of is the sign of communication, travel, written word, sign language, conversation, anything that has to do with getting your point across. And I do feel like for you, Pisces, the 10th of September to the 7th of October, you're getting your voice out. You're making yourself heard. You're doing that based on your cause that you see, based on the fact that you want to understand humanity, that you want to understand what makes people tick, that you want to understand how you can wake people up to really see the truth about the world, how you can get people out of their slumbering state into a state of enlightenment. And doing that is hard. And so that's why you need to always make sure that you're grounding yourself and also connecting to yourself, to your higher power, and also connecting yourself to your higher self, to your sense of self that is otherworldly, knowing that you're not just a body here on this earth, but that you're also a spirit, and that you're a soul in a body having a human experience, knowing that it's important to feel your body and to ground yourself and to eat right and to work, do your workouts, or do your walking, or do your exercise, whatever you do. But also meditation is key for you, September 10th to the 7th of October, Pisces. Meditation is key. Whatever you do to connect your roots to the earth and your crown chakra to the skies, whatever you do, make sure that you're grounding yourself. Make sure that you're understanding that you're more than just this human form on this earth, that you have a higher power, that you have a higher purpose, is what I meant to say. You have a higher purpose. You might not have a higher power, you might not believe in a higher power, but you have a higher purpose on this earth. You were not sent to this earth. You did not come to this earth without a purpose. And I think that's what the universe wants to tell you, Pisces, for this 10th of September to the 7th of October, is that you have a higher purpose. And sometimes you need to ground yourself in order to carry out your work in this world. It's very important to ground yourself in order to carry out your purpose in this world, Pisces. So that's what I see for you with these cards, these 6 cards, Pisces. I hope it was helpful. Let me know in the comments down below if you thought it was helpful. Remember, it's for the 10th of September to the 7th of October when Venus is in Scorpio. So I will see you in my next video. Thanks for being here. Bye, Pisces.